Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride, where we're channeling the man in the moon. This video is going to be a bit more political. I'm going to just look at things that we need to know about our social and political future. If you'd like a much lighter video, I just did one recently about loving of yourself, your community, and understanding. That might be more what you need right now. Feel free to pick and choose these videos, but this is just more strictly about what's going to happen in the future. I'll just as an aside note that I've lowered my prices because I think that people would really appreciate that kind of access right now. If you go on my website, you can see that. Also, I've added some shamanic work because I think this is very much the time for shamanic work. So if you do look at my website and you look under services, you can see there's shamanic work there. I totally understand that some people may not be ready to spend this kind of money. By all means, don't do it if you are concerned about finances. There are many ways to do shamanic work. One of them is just get online and look at videos and find things that push you in the right direction. Marvelous books on the subject. But if you do feel this is the right time, please let me know. So, politics. And I'm just, let's see who's going to show up. Wow, a lot of people are showing up wanting to tell me what's going to happen. Definitely feeling Harriet Tubman. She's very much got her hands on her hips, like, hey, I warned you guys. Like, buck up. It's just kind of saying, buck up, you guys. So I'm going to say she showed up first. Lots of other people want to chat, but she seems to very much be ready to have something to say. So Harriet, can you tell us just what's going to happen in the future? It's kind of funny because now she's like, well, I'm not so sure. I don't really do that. I'm more about this. You want to know the future, you can talk to somebody else. She just kind of wants just you to have that one message, and that is just sort of like, buck up. Things have been harder before. You're going to just look at any of these important, amazing historical figures like Harriet Tubman and think of what she has done. And she's just kind of got her hands on her hips saying, like, hey, I warned you guys. This is what happens when you live in total selfishness. This isn't meant to criticize anybody. It is a little bit more meant to go, hey, let's pay attention now. So Harriet, did you want to pass me off to somebody who's more political? It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, she does actions, but she's not so much about the future predictions of our time. That's not really her bag. So who do you recommend? She's like, oh, go back to your man in the moon guy. You might even think of the moon as sort of a reflection of the Earth, and that's really why he's really looking at world events. So, man in the moon, what's going to happen? What should we be aware of? It's all going to come back to Donald. It's all going to come back to him. It's very distressing to watch the things that he says on TV, these things which are causing deaths in real time in front of us. It is going to come back to him. Again, I see this circle of boom, consequences. Finally, you are responsible for the consequences. Wow, it's like an act of suicide. It's figuratively, he is live on television committing suicide every time he opens his mouth. I'm literally seeing like a rope. And no one can talk him out of it. Everybody keeps trying to talk him out of it and saying, look, this is going to make everything worse. Leave it to the experts. And, especially Ivanka is trying to talk him out of it. He's just not listening. He's not capable. He is not capable of listening to others. What else should we be aware of? What changes are going to happen politically? Well, Nancy Pelosi certainly seems to be smiling. Look at all the great work that they have done in the Senate to immediately address this problem. The recent money bailout is twice what Obama got in 2009. So people will be looking at her and the people in the Senate who are moving this forward, Republican or Democrat. They'll be much more heroic. The Senate has now asserted its role, right, beyond the presidency, and they are sort of taking over in a way that they are becoming more important than this sort of figurehead who isn't really telling us the truth. I get feeling something's up in North Korea. Wow, I didn't expect this, but Kim's getting desperate. He is getting really desperate. I think that there are a lot of people dying in his country, and they are totally overwhelmed already, and that he is going to do something desperate. I know that he already shot some bullets through or some bombs through the air into the ocean. I don't think he's going to do like drop a bomb on South Korea, but it's like they'll get closer and closer. He's trying to get everybody's attention in the world. An interesting thing might happen in that everybody might just ignore him. And this might be an answer. Yeah, it's like he's throwing his own temper tantrum and nobody cares. They're just like, we're too busy with our own stuff. So, maybe that will change policy in the future. It feels like it will. And it feels like it's causing him a lot of trouble within his own ranks. But he will try to get our attention. It's just the media is not focusing on him right now. We don't really care. And these people thrive on the media. That's their beingness, is just sucking up the media attention and spitting it out. Without the media, look what's happening to some of these dictators or would-be dictators. They've lost all their power. Yeah, don't be surprised if you do get a response from South Korea. They seem to be making a statement, and it's like nothing is done exactly physically, but the world seems to be very much behind South Korea, which, by the way, you know, managed to quell the problem, and they got the medicine. A major shift, something major is going on there. He's losing power. I don't know if he'll be removed, but the president of North Korea is losing a lot of power. The generals underneath him are grumbling as the people get sicker and sicker, and they're worried about their own lives. There aren't any tests there for anyone, even the rich and elite. I fear Prince Charles might be very sick. I know that he has the virus, but I'm seeing him getting very sick. Like, very sick. Like, almost to the point of death, if not death. Like, I'm not a big Prince Charles fan. I don't care one way or another, but he seems extremely ill, and I see a lot of people crying. Yeah, it might just be symbolic, but I feel like his life is very much at risk. And as I'm looking at Britain, he seems to be a symbol, and a very important symbol of the sacrifices, the risks, and the importance of a community that takes care of its people, all of its people. I see a good deal of regret and remorse going on here. Hmm. Is there anything else that we need to know politically? Hmm. People are going to see the truth. That is a gigantic shift. people are just going to see the truth. They're not going to go, oh well, or move on. They're being compelled to open their eyes widely and see the truths about their own government. And they're not really willing to take it anymore. They're not really willing to ignore it anymore. This is a good thing. Seems like a connection, like a kind of line from Europe to the United States. It seems to be like near Texas, but somewhere in the center of the. I don't know what this line means, what this connection means. It might even be some expertise or um, equipment that are going to help us right now. That's kind of the feeling. It has a feeling where people are listening to an expert, even though it's not an American. They're listening to an expert. I'm seeing, doctors, and they're coming up and they're like, being helpful. So it's really like almost like an example where, Europeans who our president has treated really badly recently are now showing up and volunteering to help, and it just gives the impression that people are changing their minds, and maybe it's even just politically. We look at Europe as being more to the left, having national health care, etc., and that is starting to influence the United States. That they are becoming, rather than the people that we criticize, a model for a lot of us. That those societies might be working better when you have a medical system working together. It might be better. I think it is better, but it is being perceived as it might be better than this competing set of capitalistic uh, healthcare, shall we say? Yeah, and I'm getting that. That's it on the politics. Just a note from Man and Moon and everybody else. Stay well. Manage your own, manage your own self. Manage your own ideas. Understand that this is an extremely difficult time, but that is also because great changes are happening, and that ultimately these changes will result in a better world, a better society, a better understanding, and a better understanding of yourself. Thanks for watching.